Now we're going to write the function given the transformation. So I'm going to give you some information. I'm going to tell you what function family it's in, tell you about the transformations, and I want us to write the function that we should end up with. So bringing this form back, we have that. We have the a value flipping it, stretch or shrinking it. This moves it left or right. And the k value here at the end moves it up or down. So we got all those options. All right, bring that back. So tell you it's a quadratic. You can put y equals, or you can put f of x equals. Either one's fine by me. Either way, on the right side of the equal sign, there should be a flip. Okay, so that means there's a negative. I have nothing else. I'm reading it. There's a flip, right 6, down 3. There's no stretch, no shrink in this one. So I open up parentheses because that's what a quadratic has. And an exponent of 2. Put the x in there. To move right 6, you need to put minus 6. And then to move down 3, you put minus 3. And there's our function. Again, either y or f of x equals that right side. I don't care which one you use. I'll switch it up on these next two. Next one. Absolute value plus a stretch by a factor of 2. And then it also moves up 4. So I'm going to use f of x equals this time. There's a stretch, so that means that goes out front. That's an a value. There's no flip, so it's positive. That's all that's out front. We open up some absolute value bars. We put an x in there. There's no left or right movement, so that means there's nothing else with that x inside the absolute value bars. Then I move up 4, and the up 4 comes outside of the absolute value bars. That's all we have. Now this last one, got a little bit of everything, but we also need to read the entire phrase before we do it because things are not in order. The last two we looked at, I just went left to right. This is a quadratic. We move left 4, there's a flip. We move down 3, and there's a shrink by a factor of 1/2. So I'm going to set it up. We got y equals, I know it's a quadratic. A flip needs to come first. So we put a flip in there, so it's negative. That's done. Then it's either the a value, so there's a stretch or a shrink. In this case, we have a shrink by a factor of 1/2. Negative 1/2 out front. That part's done. I open up parentheses, get an x in there, put a square up top there on the upper right. That moves me left or right. To move left 4, I need to put plus 4. To move down 3, I move outside the parentheses and go minus 3. And there's my function. That's what we have. Next slide. Same thing, using the newer vocab that we talked about this week, but it's just giving you the same information in a different way, some new wording. This tells me it's a quadratic. Translation 3 units to the left, so that's left 3, and translations of 2 units up, so it's up 2. I'm going to switch it up again. I'm going to go f of x equals. There's no a value out front, so I open up parentheses, put a square, x plus 3 to move left, plus 2 outside to move up. And that's what we have. Next, same deal. I'll run through these a little bit quicker, but read them first. Absolute value, there's a vertical shrink by a factor of 1/4, followed by a translation 4 units down. So no left or right movement again, so careful here. It's a vertical shrink, so the 1/4 goes out front. No left or right movement, so it's just absolute value of x, and we're moving 4 units down. That's all we have. Last one, reflection. That means a flip followed by a translation 2 units right, and we're dealing with a quadratic. So we have f of x. I'm going to switch back here. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's f of x or y. Reflection is a negative, followed by a translation of 2 units right. So I'm moving left or right, in this case right. So I go x minus 2 squared. That's my only transformations, and I'm done.